ago, I got a phone call and I'm sharing something with you. Floyd was like, who the fuck is this Boots guy? He said, that motherfucker can fight his ass off. He right now one of the best fighters in the world.
Because you're from Philly and you've seen Boots in the gym, how good is he?
He's the best gym fighter I've ever seen with my own two eyes. Ever.
Wow.
If he turns that at the top level, he gonna win titles at 47, 50.
What happens when the smartest boxer alive decides to challenge the best boxer of this generation? When Floyd Mayweather's mind collides with Terence "Bud" Crawford's precision, you get something boxing hasn't seen in decades, a chess match between two men who don't lose. But here's the twist: Mayweather has officially been spotted training with Jaron "Boots" Ennis. The boxing world is losing its mind, because this isn't just training. This is personal. This is legacy. And Floyd linking with Boots might be either his smartest move yet or his most dangerous.
I think the perfect weight for Boots is 160. I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those, because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing, because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you gotta prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's very well me saying it, but you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
Boots isn't just another prospect. He's a generational talent. Analysts have been saying it for years. Ennis is the closest thing to Crawford in today's boxing scene. The way he switches stances, reads movement, and systematically breaks opponents down, it's like watching a younger, hungrier version of Crawford.
That's about the work with Boots. Did you work together one time? Was it over multiple days? And how was the work beneficial?
Yeah, more than one time, yeah, and he helped me really good, and I'm very grateful with him. We have history, because 14 years ago, his older brother, Ennis, helped me for when I fought Shane Mosley and Alfonso Gomez. So that's why we have history with the Ennis family, and I'm very grateful with him taking the time and go there and give me some work.
Do you think was there anything in particular that you guys worked on that you feel like was beneficial?
No, he worked his team. He's very similar to Crawford. He switched guards too. He's fast. And he's a pretty good fighter, so I work really good with him.
That's why Floyd, at 48, is in the gym with him. It's not random, it's pure strategy. It's Mayweather IQ. But here's the catch: Canelo Alvarez tried the same thing. Canelo sparred with Boots to prepare for Crawford.
He threw a shot and we landed at the same time. I looked at him, I told him like, yeah, you felt that. I was just letting him know that it's gonna be a long night.
Last 30 seconds of the fight, what was going through your mind then?
Close it out. Just close it out. If I didn't have that mindset of finishing the fight and making sure that I close it out, then it would have been a draw. Being that I wasn't the champion, I was the challenger. I wanted to make sure that the judges see that I was in control from the beginning to the end. I just knew it was going to be my day. I came out smiling. I don't never come out smiling. I'm always focused. I was ready for whatever he brought. I was just in the moment.
And it didn't matter. Crawford still humbled him. He turned their fight into a boxing masterclass, proving that no matter how much prep you do, you can't crack his code.
Time to eat.
You know, it's fun, you know, sparring Canelo, you know, trying to pick his brain. You know, he got like 70 fights in, 10 pro 15. So I was picking his brain, having fun, you know, and sharpening my tools, you know, that's about it, you know. Yep. Good rounds. Feel good, feel great.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards and stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. He was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence Crawford.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside, man. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, you would jab him. We didn't see any like lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. And Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin if they fought again.
So now the question is clear. If Canelo trained with boots and still got schooled, what makes Floyd any different?
I agree with you so wholeheartedly about appreciation of a real masterful boxer. Like when I always talk to people about Floyd Mayweather, they talk all this. He does this, he does that, he's got all this money. I go, save all that. Forget about his talking. Watch how that guy fights. He barely gets hit. He's been rocked maybe twice in his whole career. Maidana and Sugar Shane Mosley. Those are the only two. And he wound up winning both those fights. He's masterful boxer.
If you don't like Floyd's lifestyle, I don't ascribe to Floyd's lifestyle, but that's not my business. As a fighter, we're going to call this the way we see it. He is arguably one of the greatest of all time. Floyd's doing something and we're not acknowledging it. And it's clear that you don't like him. That's the issue. Yeah, but if we're talking in the ring, come on, man. Genius.
The difference is style. Canelo depends on power, aggression, and timing. He's built for knockouts. But against Crawford, that power meant nothing. Crawford's too slick, too patient, too disciplined at diffusing punchers.
That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. Man, that boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see. That's where Floyd mastered. Hit and not get hit. A lot of people, they give him credit now, but they didn't give him credit when he was active.
Floyd never relied on power. He built an empire on defense, counterpunching, and pure timing. He doesn't try to beat you with force, he makes you beat yourself. Now imagine combining Floyd's defensive IQ with Boots' offensive chaos. Stance switches.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
Rhythm control and explosive angles. That's exactly what Floyd's doing. He's not just sparring Boots. He's studying him. He's decoding how this new generation fights, then applying his old school blueprint to flip the script. That's what separates Floyd from Canelo. Canelo tried to copy Crawford. Floyd's trying to solve Crawford.
Oh, that's the fight that everybody wants to see. Yeah. I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so.
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. Yeah. Okay? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said never heard nothing else back about it. So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money, do your thing, but don't be capping on the net, acting like this, acting like that.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented. Yeah. The eye test tells it all. He's got the it, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, we just going to keep saying, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for,
That's why Floyd beat Canelo. When they fought years ago, he saw what Canelo couldn't. But here's the twist. Why is Boots even helping Floyd? Simple, because the tension between Boots and Crawford has been brewing for years. Boots has made it clear he wants Crawford. And Crawford, he's shown little interest. Not out of fear, but out of logic. From Crawford's perspective, fighting Boots is a trap. If Crawford wins, critics will say he beat a young guy with less experience. But if he loses, the crown passes to the next generation overnight. Crawford's too smart to risk that, and Boots knows it. That's why whenever reporters ask him about Crawford, he makes it clear the storm is coming, and it's only a matter of time.
What about the Terence Bud Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering those questions, you know. And if a fight happened, it happened. You know, I want it to happen, but if not, yeah.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah. Not me.
Yeah.
You know, as much as a lot of people, you know, say we have similarities and, you know, we switch a lot and we fight a lot. He's not me, you know, and I'm not him. So.
Tim had said comparison that like he's like a Chrysler 300 and you're like a Batman.
Yeah, like once again, like he's not me. You know, he's trying to get to where I'm at. You know, he's where he at, I'm where I'm at. You know, he got a long way to go.
What happens when the smartest boxer alive decides to challenge the best boxer of this generation? When Floyd Mayweather's mind collides with Terence "Bud" Crawford's precision, you get something boxing hasn't seen in decades. A chess match between two men who don't lose. But here's the twist: Mayweather has officially been spotted training with Jaron Ennis. The boxing world is losing its mind, because this isn't just training. This is personal. This is legacy. And Floyd linking with Boots might be either his smartest move yet or his most dangerous. Boots isn't just another prospect. He's a generational talent. Analysts have been saying it for years. Ennis is the closest thing to Crawford in today's boxing scene. The way he switches stances, reads movement, and systematically breaks opponents down, it's like watching a younger, hungrier version of Crawford. That's why Floyd, at 48, is in the gym with him. It's not random, it's pure strategy. It's Mayweather IQ. But here's the catch: Canelo Alvarez tried the same thing. Canelo sparred with Boots to prepare for Crawford, and it did.
Where does he rank now, all time? Ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford's this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation didn't get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So.
You know, I didn't have to have 70 fights, 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
the greatest of all time.
Okay.
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
Is Boots even helping Floyd? Simple because the tension between Boots and Crawford has been brewing for years. Boots has made it clear he wants Crawford. And Crawford, he's shown little interest. Not out of fear, but out of logic. From Crawford's perspective, fighting Boots is a trap. If Crawford wins, critics will say he beat a young guy with less experience. But if he loses, the crown passes to the next generation overnight. Crawford's too smart to risk that, and Boots knows it. That's why whenever reporters ask him about Crawford, he makes it clear the storm is coming, and it's only a matter of time.